In this economy, owning a small business can be an essential step on the road to achieving financial success. According to the Pew Research Center, Black-owned businesses have grown significantly in the U.S. in recent years, though they still make up a small share of overall revenue. August is National Black Business Month, an opportunity to support and celebrate some of the more than 3 million Black-owned businesses across the country. And joining me now is Rashaun Williams. He's the founder and chief investment officer at Harbinger Sports Partners. Discerning viewers also might recognize him as one of the sharks on ABC's Shark Tank. Well, welcome into our tank here on ABC News Live. Rashaun, just tell us, what's the difference between, being rich and being wealthy?
First of all, thanks for having me. My favorite network, and we're talking about my favorite topic, money. So there's actually a really good difference between being rich and wealthy. Rich people make a lot of money and they spend a lot of money. Wealthy people create more passive income than their expenses. They're able to take 5 years off of work with no income and still have all their bills paid from all of the passive income that's kicking off all of, this cash flow on a monthly basis for them.
And, besides getting a job, right, entrepreneurship can really be a path to wealth creation for Black Americans. How so? How do you encourage, the sort of next generation of entrepreneurs to pursue their passions there?
When I started on my entrepreneurial journey 26 years ago, the one thing I kept thinking about is entrepreneurship democratizes wealth creation in this country. Anybody can come up with an idea, anyone with a dream. And I was just a little kid from the south side of Chicago looking at the Sears Tower from my doorstep thinking, I want to be like those guys one day. And I read this book called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? The autobiography of Reginald Lewis. And that's when I really got interested in entrepreneurship. I highly encourage everyone with a dream and a passion to get the training that you'll get from working a 9-to-5, from getting a degree, from being an apprentice, from working in a business, but develop that expertise and find a way to build your own business and get that financial freedom that you get from building something on your own.
And the business landscape is always changing, especially in this age of AI. From your perspective, what avenues for Black businesses are still ripe for wealth creation?
The boring businesses that are being turned over, that are AI resistant, all of the plumbing and the HVAC and the electrical contracting businesses. I'll tell you, my friends from Chicago that are all electricians are thriving right now because they're not worried about AI replacing their jobs. As the baby boomers start to retire, we're seeing all of those businesses that their kids don't want being sold. Go to bizbuysell.com. You'll see all of these businesses for sale. You can hire any business broker, and there's thousands and thousands of businesses for sale, or you can just start one on your own. If you want to do something in technology, think of a problem that you're solving. And here's a question that I ask all of my entrepreneurs when they approach me. Tell me something that almost no one agrees with you on, but you're right about. Find a contrarian view, something that you're right about, but no one agrees with you on. And that's a business that I'll invest in and that I want to see scale personally.
Speaking of investments, do you have any advice for people who, want to take a small step into investing and really take advantage of something, that really does create wealth, like compound interest?
Yeah, 100%. First and foremost, before anyone starts investing, make sure you have at least 1 month of your expenses in your checking account, 3 months of your expenses in your savings account, just in case you lose your job or you have a financial emergency. You don't dip into your investments. You have this savings and you have this checking account to cover the liquidity needs. After that, I would highly recommend people maxing out their 401k or IRA. It grows tax deferred or tax free. That's going to be your best returns right there, not paying taxes on it. After you've done both of those things, invest in some real estate. Go online to NASDAQ Private Market, share post equities, and invest in a startup. Or just buy the S&P 500 ETF. It has a bunch of tech companies and some of the fastest growing companies in the United States in it right now. And it's been averaging 10% returns the last 100 years. So there are so many options for folks. And as an early Robinhood investor, when the business was worth $25 million and is worth a lot more now, I would highly encourage people to download apps like Robinhood that make it really easy for you to actually trade.
That's great advice there. Okay, you're also returning to Shark Tank this upcoming season. When an entrepreneur is standing in front of you in the tank, what are you looking for in their pitch, and what makes you say no right away? For those reasons, I'm out.
Well, first of all, Shark Tank is like the Super Bowl of investing, and I absolutely love being on there. They look at 10,000 entrepreneurs every year, and they bring us the best ones with the best stories. For me, I'm looking for people who don't have access to capital in the traditional sense, people who were like me. the underdogs, the guys that come from the lower income communities that have a lot of grit, a lot of passion, a lot of drive, but the way their bank account is set up, they can't get that business off the ground. Beyond their circumstances, I want a founder that is the most knowledgeable person about this particular industry or this problem in the country. I want them to have assembled one of the best teams to help them scale. And I want to see some traction. And I don't need revenue for traction. I can see a wait list. I can see a social media post. I can see social media followers, strategic partnerships, anything like that. So founder, team, traction. That's what I'm looking for. And any early stage company, if you want to attract capital from investors like myself, they're probably going to be looking for those three things.
Rashaun Williams, appreciate all the advice. Thanks for being on with us, and good luck on this season of Shark Tank. I know I can't wait to watch.
Thank you for having me.